Also, I saw what a gun like this almost did to Brandon Herrera, and I do not want to make it mad.
It's All Hallows Eve, and the poor souls of the Tundra Nation have asked me to judge their firearms. Fools! Prepare yourselves for the heat, the flames, and the sick burns. All of these guns have been submitted by members of the Tundra Nation Discord. So remember, they asked for this. If you enjoy gun roasts, remember, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's start the show.
We can bring you these roasts and other content because of our sponsor, Durkin Tactical. Check out Durkin Tactical for amazing deals on AR parts and accessories.
Thanks to our sponsor, Durkin Tactical, your AR-15 superstore. You can find out more at durkintactical.com.
Our first submission comes in from Tux268 with a Swiss-issued SIG 550 because he says there is, and I quote, way too much AR bullshit around.
Blasphemy!
Whoa there, Tux. You may want to rein in those horses given the manure you just dropped. The only reason you own a SIG 550 is you hope it's going to make you interesting to your gun friends, or you bought it cheap after serving in the Swiss military. If you did serve in the Swiss military, thank you for your service and defending the local chocolate factory from whatever the Swiss knockoff version of a Baba Yaga is. I mean, I can only assume you knocked off the Russian boogeyman just like your rifle knocked off Kalashnikov's 1947 design and the AR's free-floating barrel. Two knockoffs don't make a right, and they don't make your rifle right either.
It doesn't matter how you feel!
The SIG 550 is the jag of modern rifles, hoping to use its novelty to mask its lack of usefulness. The designers, in their infinite wisdom, opted for a fixed front post and a clumsy 4-position rear drum sight, with one of those positions being taken up by a nearly worthless open notch, flanked by a self-luminous tritium insert because they saw an HK once. Want modern optics on your modern rifle? Too bad! The only way of getting anything modern onto this rifle is to use janky adapters that make AK-47 optic mounts look positively streamlined. In addition to the above, the felt recoil is so light it doesn't even give you anything to brag about, and it's overbuilt to hell, which means it's probably as heavy as your prom date was. Next!
Oh my God!
John Wiseman submits this M&P Shield Micro Compact, which is wearing the Cerakote costume of a battle-worn Star Wars Rebel Alliance firearm. I'm not a betting man, but my money is on you having a thin blue line sticker on your truck so your local FUDs don't think you are an actual rebel and they believe you are truly loyal to the Empire. You're looking forward to the spoils of trick-or-treating even though you don't have any kids. You've justified not shaving or bathing for a week so you have that authentic Obi-Wan on Tatooine look. Having spent all your money on this Cerakote job, your costume is made from the one clean set of sheets that you have and a brown hoodie. You've looked up the property tax records of the neighborhood to see which houses have the money to buy full-size candy bars, and since those meddling kids can't start trick-or-treating until after school, you're going to start hitting those houses at 2 p.m. Don't get tricked and treat yourself to some high-quality American-made armor this Halloween season with our video's second sponsor, Spartan Armor Systems. This video is sponsored by Spartan Armor Systems, makers of high-grade American-made body armor located in sunny Tucson, Arizona. From soft armor, composite, ceramic, and steel plate options, they've got a solution to your armor needs. You can find out more at SpartanArmorSystems.com. The Shooting Sensei is next on the chopping block. One look at this rifle and I can tell your Halloween costume this year is going to be Spider-Man or Gwen Stacy. You do you, buddy, but this rifle did put the Spikes Tactical sales rep's kid through college, and he sold you on the idea that it would break you out of your beige prison and give you a personality.
Wrong.
You went to so much trouble to build a unique rifle, but then you did the most predictable thing. You put a cheap airsoft quality optic on it. Why? This rifle is the edgelord of AR-15s. It's not punk, it's trying to be punk, and the first rule of punk is that you don't care about being a punk. You follow all that? You could have taken all the money spent making this thing look, cool, I think is the word I'm looking for. Actually, you know what? Cool doesn't feel like the right word. Unique. That's the word I was looking for. You could have just taken all that money and made it good instead. On the plus side, with just a few changes, you can tell everyone it's a Deadpool theme build, and that will get you social media karma. Next! Tony412 submitted this Lee-Enfield #1 Mark III. To think, this rifle survived 100 years of conflict across the globe to only die on a floor that looks like it hasn't been vacuumed since India declared independence. I guess we just can't have nice things around here because each week, somebody insists in the comments that their military surplus rifle, designed before the Queen had indoor plumbing, is the zenith of firearms engineering and everything else is downhill. Looking at the Lee-Enfield, it's amazing the British held on to their empire for as long as they did, considering this is what they armed soldiers with in every conflict between Jack the Ripper's Whitehall killing spree and the end of the Korean War. Just the trigger on this thing should have gotten the engineer locked up in the Tower of London. They had the brilliant idea of taking the trigger, one of the biggest factors affecting a gun's accuracy, and they hung it from the trigger guard like a muffler about to fall off a 1976 Ford Pinto. The trigger guard is mounted into the two-piece stock, and that way the trigger can be affected by every change in humidity ever. But don't worry, they fixed that flaw 53 years later. Tony, I suggest your costume this year being you wearing just a bowler hat, holding a map, and asking people if they can help you find your empire. Speaking of building empires, we are trying to build the Tundra Nation empire over on Twitch, where we are live right now. Join us at twitch.com/Tundra Gaming Live, where we play games 6 days a week. And on Saturday, we have a firearm-themed live stream where we talk guns and have an interactive game show where you can play along in the chat. Just Boris presents what I can only assume to be part of his Borderlands, Mad Max, or Fallout New Vegas cosplay.
God help us all.
This is a good reminder that owning a book is no substitute for being able to read a book. Owning tools doesn't mean you know how to use them, or as presented here, that you should. I'm not going to roast this gun too much because odds are Immortan Joe's War Boys will be meaner than I ever could be. This is the type of monstrosity the IRA would have been forced to make do with and use had it not been for Libya's generosity.
That's rad.
Also, I saw what a gun like this almost did to Brandon Herrera, and I do not want to make it mad. Just like a cannibal who shows up late to dinner, all you're getting from me, buddy, well, it's the cold shoulder. Moving on. Mikasa Ackerman calls this Savage MSR-15 Recon a custom rifle. Now, I'm not fluent in Weeb, but does that just mean you threw some disturbing anime stickers on it? Hold on a second, let me check. Weeb to English translation. Yep, that's exactly what custom apparently means. But Mikasa, I'm not going to go for the inappropriately clad low-hanging fruit here because I know those stickers are just a distraction for that knockoff optic, the completely unnecessary bipod, and the lack of any iron sights on your rifle. Also, those stickers look in mint condition, which means you haven't even taken the rifle out to the range at all. You put what you want on your rifle. Heck, World War II pilots used to put pinups on their bombers as good luck charms. Now, they were flying over Germany and Imperial Japan, dodging fighter planes and flak, but I'm sure your daily run to the comic book store is filled with equally challenging obstacles. Either way, like Dracula's girlfriend, this one has gone down for the count.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Joe Linux shows us his El Mariachi fantasies with this very professional guitar case rifle setup. I really can't fault the case. Care and attention to detail really make this work if that's your sort of thing. He even included moisture control. I mean, this case must have cost a lot of time and effort, so I'm forced to ask, why did you put a poverty pony in it with a basic stock and an A2 flash hider? The placement of the optic out on the handguard instead of the receiver screams, I know nothing about guns or how to maintain a zero. This case probably costs 3 times as much as the freaking rifle does, but I hope you enjoy your Antonio Banderas cosplay this holiday season. I'm sure you have some matching pistols to go with it that didn't make the pick as they are stored up your sleeves. Also, for your own good, please set your rifle to safe before storing it. Next, Dickie B presents this straightforward Desert Eagle. I mean, everybody loves a Desert Eagle. After all, it was designed to appeal to good old boys, Dirty Harry fans, your wannabe warlords, your actual warlords, FUDs, mama bears, sheepdogs, competitive shooters, filthy casuals, collectors, Texans, old ladies in Florida, concealed carriers, open carriers, hunters, and Ted Nugent. The Desert Eagle is kind of like owning an Italian sports car. It's great when it works, which is some of the time, but when it doesn't, which is most of the time, your wallet's gonna notice. You know what? You actually don't really ever own a Desert Eagle. You just rent it until you sell it down the road. Congratulations, folks, you've made it this far and are the rarest breed of Tundra fan that can take a scare on Halloween. Rate this roast on a scale of 1 to 5 ghost emojis in the comment section down below. Like and subscribe to the channel and make sure to check out our boys over at ARFCOM to see what they've been up to this week. And don't forget to join us next time when we still don't know what the fuck we're doing. Bye-bye.